Now, we've heard this a lot. It's family friendly, but this one actually is.
Yes, I mean, the whole point of doing it was to say, I didn't have a food heritage. I'm a great reader of recipe books, so when you open them up, there's often really lovely stories about where those people learned to cook from their mothers, grandmothers. My mum was a great entertainer, but she was not a keen cook. And I didn't have that family heritage of cooking. And when I'm going all around the country seeing homes for location, I see a lot of unused kitchens.
Yeah.
And my stepchildren came into my life and I was like, oh, I've got to cook, I've got to do home cooking for these kids that are new in my life. And also, when I was young and I bought my first flat, you know, I was on a really, really tight budget. There was no question of eating out, ever. And, you know, I'm very old, so there weren't that many restaurants then.
So what is it that makes it so family-friendly? Is it that it's very simple? Is it that it's hearty food? What is it about?
It's that it's relatively simple. It's not a lot of ingredients which you've got to go and buy specially.
Yeah.
And it is food that you can do quite quickly, maybe before you go to work, maybe the night before, and just get it together. It's not a big process, and it's not scary, because that's the thing I found. Sometimes I bought the recipe books and I was looking at them, I was like, oh, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Well, you have in your time, because you've got your two stepchildren
Yes.
and your other two
Our
boys.
boys, yeah.
Said that spaghetti bolognese has reduced you to tears in the kitchen.
Not in that case, it wasn't cooking it; it was them not eating it.
Fussy eaters.
Yes, and that particularly as a stepmom, because I had my stepsons before I had my sons, and you know they would be with us every other weekend, and so I couldn't just say, oh well, eat, don't eat, you'll be hungry at supper time, I'm going to be relaxed about it, because you can't be like that with stepchildren.
Yeah.
And you're more anxious about everything with your stepchildren than you are with your own children.
Yeah.
And those early days were really difficult, and I'd be cooking and cooking and cooking, and then they wouldn't eat anything I'd cooked.
Well, you prepared about 7 different pasta sauces.
That did then happen later down the line when they had 2 that they liked. One liked a cheesy sauce, one liked a tomato sauce, and then my Oscar came along and he'd only do pesto.
I see. So
and
you're
so
cooking all
I
sorts
was
of things.
literally.
But you have a good rule for fussy eaters. They have to have a list of 5 things they definitely don't like.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
if you cook something,
and it's
you can
not
say,
on the list, yes, then
not
you
on the
must
list, you
try
eat
it.
That's
yes.
good.
So,
I like
so
that.
I said, but the problem is, what did happen is the 4 of them sat down, did these lists, and I think they did some cross-checking and some swapping of certain things.
Clever.
And
Where's the common ground in your kitchen then? What do they all like?
Yorkshire puddings. They
Oh,
will
okay.
all eat a Yorkshire pudding, and Yorkshire puddings are great because once you've realised that they're not difficult to make.
It's the only thing, not the
Yeah.
only thing. One of the mega things I have difficulty cooking.
This recipe, there's a recipe
Right,
for Yorkshire
well,
puddings
I
in
will
the book,
find
and
it.
literally, it's full.
Oh, and dumplings. And there's a Christmas section, which I just love. And also the pictures are so beautiful because it's all your own crockery.
It's all my
Your
own
home in
stuff.
Devon,
Yeah.
everything. So it's a real
What you
little,
gonna
little
cook for us
tasty
today?
meal.
Well, this is my favourite recipe because I'm a bit phobic about food waste.
Right.
And you know that thing when the bananas start to look pretty sad?
Yep,
and you think,
yep.
I can't get the children to eat them.
Yes.
You know, they'll make me pick the brown bits out
Yes,
and there'll be
yes.
no banana left.
Yeah, no good.
So this is, the second you see your bananas looking a bit sad, you're like, great, I'm going to make some banana cake. And it's so easy. It's great for a snack for school. It's great for tea time. My kids cooked it for my birthday last week and put icing on top of it and put some
nice.
candles in it. So